My experience in South Korea was so wonderful, guys. It was actually my first time in Asia, and I chose South Korea because I've always had a huge interest in this country, even more than other Asian countries that I didn't even travel before. I stayed there for like 1 month, met many Korean people, and tried food I could even find at Korean restaurant in Montreal City in Canada. The way Koreans serve their food is pretty different from the Korean restaurant that I've seen in Canada. In Korea, they had to take their time to prepare the food in front of you at your table, which is not usually seen in Canada. I visited GS25 convenience store. It's a really known convenience store in Korea. Prices were so low that I could try many things. If you want to save money while traveling, convenience stores in Korea are really helpful, and honestly, the food is good for cheap prices. Some convenience stores in Korea don't even have staff, so you can scan your items by yourself. That's one of the things that I love about Korea. I really miss that, to be honest, guys. I really want to go back and do that by myself without anyone working there. When I first arrived in Korea, I couldn't believe I was actually there. My interest in this country started when one of my close friends introduced me to Korean culture through a K-drama called Penthouse War in Life. I will recommend you guys to watch this K-drama if you haven't yet seen this show. I wanted to learn more about the Korean food, language, people, cities, and their mentality. I got a lot of stares on buses outside or at the subway stations. At first, it was uncomfortable, but over time, I get used to it. It wasn't usually racist, but more out of curiosity, since it's rare for them to see Black people from Canada, US, or other countries. I stayed in Gwanak-gu, like a district in Seoul. I didn't see many Black people. That were maybe like around 4 to 6 Black people during my stay there. So it was not pretty common to see Black people compared to white people. Some Koreans even asked me, why did you stay in Gwanak-gu? Since it's not an area where foreigners usually live or go to visit, except for like Seoul National University. This is one of the famous university in South Korea. Some of my friends told me I was courageous for staying in Korea for 1 month, and they respect me for it. My parents were a bit worried about my safety, but I told them that Korea is one of the safest countries in the world. There are many CCTVs, and the crime rate is pretty low than if you have to compare US or Canada. Even at night, I felt safe walking alone at midnight or even like at 2, 3 a.m. Koreans generally don't approach strangers in the street, but I had some exception. 2 Korean women said hi to me, and an older man complimented my outfit. A Korean mom said hi to me, and a group of schoolgirls asked me for a photo and asked where I'm from. I actually interviewed 2 Korean women in Han River. They were making TikToks videos, if I remember well. You can even find the interview in my channel, and this is the thumbnails that you can find for my video. If you want to interact with Korean visiting Han River, attending events, or joining language exchange, it can really help meet Korean people. So building long-term friendship with Koreans isn't always easy. Some may only talk to you to practice English or French. After that, they stop contact you, which can feel disappointed, right? However, many young Koreans can speak some English, and some will make the effort to communicate even if they aren't fluent, which I really appreciate. Foreigners generally don't judge their English level, and many of us are interested in forming bonds and learning about their culture. Koreans love foreigners who genuinely love their culture, food, history, especially if you try to learn their language. Many conversations I had were about traveling, Korean food, or even talking about other countries. I heard many Korean women are career-focused and chose to stay single rather than being married with a Korean man, which could impact Korea population in the future. Some Koreans were curious and asked me if I would date or marry a Korean woman, and I said, obviously yes. Korean women were kind to me and some of them gave me some gifts, and it really came from their heart without expecting anything in return. So Korean women can be caring, affectionate when you become close. I've heard that if a Korean woman becomes your girlfriend, she will often be very committed. However, I also heard that some people can be superficial in relationship in Korea, and it's important to avoid dating someone who only interested in your money, as that is really not genuine. You know, money comes and goes, and it's very important that you focus on his personality and the person that he truly is. Oh, and guys, I even bought Korean skincare product. I think this is, well, I cannot read Korean, but this one is like one of the popular one. And this is for washing your face. And she could even speak French, which I was pretty surprised. The only other Koreans I met who speak French were through like, the language exchange app like Hello Talk or Tandem, but I especially use Tandem, where many Koreans want to learn multiple languages. I also tried Pizza al Volo, which appeared in the K-drama It's Okay Not to Be Okay. If you haven't watched that show, you should. The pizza in this restaurant have various toppings, but I didn't like the flavor. I think it was like sweet potatoes. Oh, but the other toppings was great. I also went to Western restaurant like McDonald's, KFC, and Tim Hortons, and South Korea. I tried Yeongchung restaurant where BTS used to eat during their Trini days. The restaurant became very famous because of them, and I actually love the bibimbap in this restaurant. Very good, very flavorful. Oh, I visited Busan for only 2 days, but I should have stayed for like 1 week to explore more of the city. Unfortunately, I didn't get to try the seafood, which I regret. This is one of the, oh man. I visited Ganchan Culture Village, which is a beautiful place to visit. It's beautiful. And I recommend it to any foreigner visiting Busan to go to this place. I also went to a Hyundai Beach where I saw impressive sand sculptures. I noticed people in Busan seem more relaxed, approachable. Also, they dress more casual and had different accent from Seoul. I loved the interactions with the locals, the food, the cheap prices in Korea. It's funny because I already knew I would have a good time and miss Korea before I even arrived in Korea. I had an amazing month there and I was sad to leave, to be honest. I went to stay more longer. On my last day, one of my Korean friends was kind enough to wait for the bus with me before I left for the airport. I hope to stay in Korea longer next time so I can explore Jeju Island, the border with the North Korea, and see more of Busan and other cities if obviously I have enough time for that. And of course, I will return to Seoul too. Thank you for watching my video. Take care guys and eat healthy. Peace. All right, see you next time. So
아 준비 안 됐어.